I had one of those days, do you know it? Where you wake up in the morning, you look at your phone, and you have one meeting, and you're like, oh, today's the day I'm getting it all done. I knew it. I got dressed with a spring in my step. I drove to work singing at the top of my lungs. I got into my office cheery with coffee. I was so excited. And I get in, and I sit down in my office, and everything changes. And suddenly, 3 of my employees are in there, 4 of my clients are calling, there's a technology breakdown that I have to address, and that day of productivity turns into a day of fires. And before I know it, it's 7 p.m. and I'm still at the office, and I'm super frustrated, and I gotta get home to make dinner, and I gotta stop at the grocery store. Now, you don't know me, but if you ever see me at a grocery store, I love it. I could spend hours walking the aisles. I think it is like a place of discovery, but I don't have time. So, I think to myself, okay, Tamara, you gotta get in, get out. Just get the basics. Chicken, eggs, vodka. And then I realize, I need a razor. And I find myself in front of this sea of razors. And I become totally overwhelmed. I mean, I don't know. Do I want 1 blade and a pivot head? Do I want 2 blades and a titanium-based steel? Do I need 3 blades and a moisture strip? I don't know. So after 10 minutes of just blankly staring there, I look at my stuff, I say goodbye to my vodka, and I walk my 2 hairy legs right out. And the next morning, much to the urging of pretty much everyone that knows me, I signed up for Dollar Shave Club. Now, I get a razor delivered to my doorstep every single day, like every month. I don't need it that bad, jeez. Come on now, give me some credit. That makes bathing suit season hard. Okay, so every month, like clockwork. Why do I do this? Why did I do it? Because I didn't want to think that hard about a razor. It's a razor. And neither did the hundreds of thousands of other people that since signed up for Dollar Shave Club. So I had the opportunity of interviewing Mike Dubin, who's the founder of Dollar Shave Club. And I asked him, how did you come up with this idea? And he said, here's the thing, Tamara. He said, I was just listening to the conversations around me. Like, we were all so frustrated that it was so hard to buy a razor, and he thought, I can take the frustration out of it. But here's where it became an unlikely collaboration. He said, that market's already cluttered. I gotta do it differently. So I brought in the idea of the subscription model. And as many of you may remember, in those days, like, razors were razors. You bought the razor, then you rebought the razor blade. Like, that's how the business worked. His unlikely collaboration led to a multi-billion-dollar business. In fact, he was bought out by Unilever for $4 billion in 2016. All because one guy followed a frustration, which we all have in work, and then said, how do I think about this differently?